North Korea fires 2 more missiles into its Pacific firing range. Kim Yo-jong blames escalation on U.S. forces in the region, as head of South Korea's ruling party calls for Seoul to have its own nuclear deterrent. North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles off its east coast Monday, South Korea's military said, as the powerful sister of the North's leader, Kim Jong-un, warned the nuclear-armed state could turn the Pacific into a firing range. The test prompted the head of the ruling party in South Korea to warn that continued provocations by Pyongyang would only strengthen calls for the South to develop its own nuclear deterrent, a move that would dramatically raise tensions on the peninsula. The launches come just 2 days after North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, into the sea off Japan's west coast, prompting joint air exercises by the U.S. and South Korea on Sunday. The U.S. and ROK conducted a combined air training event with the USAF B-1 Lancer high above the Korean peninsula on February 19, 2023. Rokov F-35s and USAF F-16s joined in offering the alliance an opportunity to rehearse short-notice recall missions. #WeFlyTogether #RokusAlliancePic.twitter.com/2RK9FXPO. U.S. Forces Korea, at US Forces Korea, February 19, 2023. Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, warned against the increased presence of U.S. strategic assets on the Korean peninsula after the U.S. held joint air exercises with South Korea and separately with Japan on Sunday. "We are carefully examining the influence it would exert on the security of our state," she said in a statement reported by state media. "The frequency of using the Pacific as our firing range depends upon the U.S. forces' action character." Chung Jin-suk, head of the ruling People Power Party, said South Korea had a clear option to counter the North's continued development of ballistic missiles and nuclear weapons. "We must first secure a concrete nuclear deterrence," Chung told a party meeting, according to the Yonhap news agency. "We need to strengthen our kill chain so North Korea can never rise to its feet again if it uses nukes on the Korean peninsula." Kill chain refers to a preemptive strike capability under which the South, facing an imminent nuclear attack from the North, would attempt to decapitate the regime's leadership. Chung added, "We need to seriously consider developing our own nuclear capabilities if such a response is insufficient." There is strong public support for the idea of arming South Korea with nuclear weapons, as concern grows over North Korea's development of weapons of mass destruction. A Gallup Korea poll last month showed that 76% of respondents said the country needs to develop its own nuclear deterrent, 3 times as many as oppose the idea. North Korea's state media confirmed on Monday the country had fired 2 projectiles from a multiple rocket launcher, aiming at targets 395 kilometers, 245 miles, and 337 kilometers, 209 miles, away. The 600mm multiple rocket launcher mobilized in the firing is a means of tactical nuclear weapon capable of paralyzing an enemy airfield, state news agency KCNA reported. Japan's defense ministry said the 2 ballistic missiles fired on Monday morning reached a maximum altitude of about 100 kilometers and 50 kilometers, traveling a distance of about 350 to 400 kilometers before falling outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. North Korea's series of actions, including its repeated ballistic missile launches, threaten the peace and security of Japan, the region, and the international community, the ministry said. Japan lodged a strong protest and forcefully condemned North Korea. In a statement, the ministry said it would continue to gather and analyze information in close cooperation with the U.S. There were no reports of damage to aircraft or vessels. U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said, "While we have assessed that this event does not pose an immediate threat to U.S. personnel or territory, or to our allies, the missile launches highlight the destabilizing impact of North Korea's unlawful WMD and ballistic missile programs." The U.S. commitments to the defense of the Republic of Korea and Japan remain ironclad. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres condemned the North's earlier launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile and called on Pyongyang to cease provocative actions, his spokesman said on Sunday. The Secretary-General strongly condemns the launch of yet another ballistic missile of intercontinental range by the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, spokesman Stefan Dujarric said, using the country's official name. He added that Guterres reiterated a call for Pyongyang to immediately desist from taking any further provocative actions. Kim Yo-jong also rejected comments by some South Korean experts who questioned whether North Korea's ICBMs would be functional in real war situations. Their assessment pointed out that it took over 9 hours for the sudden missile launch to take place following an order from Kim Jong-un. "We have possessed satisfactory technology and capability and, now will focus on increasing the quantity of their force," she said. Monday's missile launch is the North's third major weapons test this year, and comes after Pyongyang threatened an unprecedentedly persistent, strong response as South Korea and the U.S. prepared to begin annual military exercises that the North regards as a rehearsal for an invasion. North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles Monday morning in what it quickly made clear was retaliation for the United States joint aerial drills with South Korea involving a pair of B-1B strategic bombers and F-35 stealth fighters less than a day before. A markedly speedy statement on the official Korean Central News Agency said a multiple rocket launching drill from the Western Front had aimed 2 600mm rockets at targets 395 kilometers and 337 kilometers to the east. The statement boasted that just 4 rounds of the rockets, which it characterized as able to deliver a tactical nuclear weapon, could devastate an airfield. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said it detected 2 short-range ballistic missiles fired between 7 a.m. and 7:11 a.m. from North Korea's Sukchon area, north of the capital Pyongyang, into waters east of the Korean peninsula. The flight distance of the weapons, as far as 390 kilometers as cited by Seoul's military, if angled differently could theoretically place multiple air bases in South Korea within range, including U.S. Air Force bases in Osan and